Alrighty, I'm doing some maintenance in a very nice luxury apartment complex. We have a couple light switches in the bathroom, and we're just going to pull them out and just check the connections behind them and make sure everything is up to snuff. Here in the country I was born in, we use 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the berry, the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a switch loop or a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So let's pull these light switches out and see how they did. And if they're okay, we'll put them back in. But we're going to make sure the connections are up to snuff. Okay, so we'll unscrew them from our box here and see what we have. Paint kind of stuck the switch to the wall here. And there they got two wires around one screw. That's not up to code. You never put two wires around one screw, so I'll show you up close. The bottom one, there's two wires under one screw, so I'm going to backstab one. And on the top, you can see how they got the insulation under the screw head. That's not up to code either. So we'll unhook this wire here first. And we'll see how they did with the white wires here. Got a nice connection in here. They weren't quite even. So I'll get our insulation even at the top here. We'll get the first two going. Bring our third one over. Insulation even at the top here. Wrap it in so it's all nice and even. Okay, we got them even, so we'll clip them so they're even with the shorter one here like that. And we'll put our wire nut in here. Now I'm not squeezing on this wire nut, I'm just turning it. Okay, now we get this back into our box. Our ground wires are all together back there. Okay, so we will take and we'll get this wire off of here. Maybe we don't have to take it off, we may just have to open up our screw and close our loop up the way it's supposed to be. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to backstab this one that was doubled up. It's only for a light with a fan, so there's not any major load on this wire, so I'm not worried about the hole burning out. But if it was something heavier like a heater, I'd rather put it around the screw. So I'm going to just make sure my wire is all nice and flat. And we'll restrip this other wire here that's going to go around the top screw here. We'll make this a little longer so we get our don't get our insulation pinched under the screw head. There we go. So I have to clip a little off this one that we're going to backstab because you want to make sure that you don't get the copper exposed at the top. So we'll get this one into the backstab hole. I feel a little barb, push it all the way down. The insulation is seated there the way it should be. Now we'll loop our other wire here to go around our screw, the direction our screw turns. And we'll put it around our screw the way the screw turns here. It's a little short, so I can't close the loop all the way. I'll just pull the switch forward so it goes under the screw head all the way around. I'll bring the camera down close so you can see how that's looking a lot better now. Okay, so I'll push this one back into our box. Our ground wire's around the screw the way it's supposed to be. Okay, look at this one. Our ground wires are on the green screw right direction. And we'll just look at our connections on this side. This one's around properly. So just make sure it's tight. And this one, our insulation is caught just a little bit, so we'll open this up a little bit. It's a little short, so we'll just open up our loop a little bit. I'll strip it just a little longer. A little bit more. Okay, I'm pulling back so that the copper goes under the screw head all the way around. And that's what we want. I'll bring the camera down so you can see. And there's our white wires fixed the way we want them. Okay, now we can push this back into our box. We'll keep our ground wires down away from everything. And we'll tighten our, put our screws back into our box here. We'll make sure it's nice and flush to our box and tight so that the device doesn't wiggle around every time you turn the switch on, so that we don't have wires coming loose. Okay, so make sure it's even here. One. Okay, I'm going to center this one here. Okay, that one's centered. Now we'll center this switch. I'll bring this one over just a bit this way. Move that one a little too far. You want to get them in both in the center of the oval hole that the screw goes through here so that the cover fits nice and flat and flush. And we are all set. Now we'll just stick our cover back on. And our cover fits nice and flat now. There we go. So that is how not to wire a double switch box, and I made it to the way how to properly wire a double switch box here in the country I was born in. This is a very nice luxury apartment complex. The landlord has a very, very good reputation around town as being a good landlord, and it's a privilege and a joy to help him out as a friend. Peace. Thanks for watching.